I'm Seth Patrick, this is my new book Reviver, and you're watching Book Zone.
Seth, thanks for joining me. What is Reviver about?
Reviver is it's a horror crime thriller set in a world where people have developed this skill out of nowhere that allows them to bring the dead back to life briefly, shortly after they've been killed. So this is a skill that's used for letting the relatives of victims say or just of the dead generally say goodbye to their loved ones, but most importantly for the book anyway, it's used as a forensic technique to talk to victims of murder and find out as much as they can from them.
It's been described as CSI meets The Sixth Sense. What do you think of that description?
It accurately sums it up, yeah.
Where did you get the idea from?
Well, the idea came when I was back in 2004 when I was at a creative writing workshop with Peter James. He was running it, the crime author, and at the time he'd been more of a horror writer. But so when I went to this course, it was called Writing Scary Stories. But I think Peter had been moving into crime at that point, so his homework for the first week was to write the first page of a scary novel that introduced your protagonist and a murder weapon, and that was the brief. And then over the next week, I had to come up with something.
And I gather there's a connection with Edgar Allan Poe.
What happened was a friend pointed out the way Wikipedia lets you look up dates and find out who you share your birthday with. And I looked that up, and Edgar Allan Poe came up, and that seemed pretty too good to be true and too good to waste. So what happened was it brought back to mind two of Poe's stories: The Facts in the Case of Monsieur Valdemar and Murders in the Rue Morgue. And Murders in the Rue Morgue is considered to be one of the first modern detective stories. And The Facts in the Case of Monsieur Valdemar has a dead man or a dying man being hypnotized at the point of death. And then once he dies, he continues to talk. And it's got a very chilling atmosphere to it. And those two stories just collided in my head. And I just had this picture of the detective from Murders in the Rue Morgue interviewing Valdemar, the corpse. And that was the scene set. It just went from there.
But you also share your birthday with Dolly Parton, so what book would that have inspired?
Yeah, that'll have to be my next book. Once I've written the Reviver series, I'll see if a country and western science fiction mashup is appropriate, but I think not.
Your day job is that you work as a programmer for Sega, so is Reviver going to be a computer game as well?
I have no idea. It's possible. I mean, certainly all the CSI shows have find their way into computer games. I'm not sure how suitable it is for gaming, but they're kind of managing to do pretty much anything these days.
This is your debut novel. What are you going to do next?
I'm already trying to juggle my time with thinking what's going to come after Reviver, and I've got a few ideas.
Well, good luck with that. Seth, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
The book is Reviver and the author is Seth Patrick.